Yep, absolutely. All right, a couple more. Mike Terry, I realize UNLV isn't great, but that Vegas market, I don't think, look, UNLV is getting their ducks in a row to try to do this, and they're in a great, huge, like ever-expanding, exploding market in every sense of the word. People moving to Vegas, sports in Vegas, all of that. I do think that they're, obviously not going to be the first choice, but you saw the McMurphy tweet. They'd be in consideration.
Yeah.
And I do think that if the Pac does manage to save itself and the Big 12 eventually does want to go to 16, the three schools that aren't UConn, because I do think it'd probably be UConn first because it's the one. But I think the three schools that aren't UConn, or if San Diego State goes to the Pac or whatever, then they'll find some way to get UNLV would be in that. UNLV and Memphis and probably USF, I would think, would stay in that mix for a little bit. But USF and Memphis, unlike UNLV, have some facility work to complete. They're trying to get it done. Memphis' stadium getting redone. USF, that's going to take some time to get that.
They approved it, though, right?
They approved it, but there's some people that think that it won't ever happen.
Okay,
it's one of those things.
I hadn't followed up, all right.
Yeah, so they approved the upgrade, the building, the on-campus facility and all that, so we'll see.
That seems like a death knell if they're not going to move forward, because that's the kind of stuff that you just got to do and then hope it works out on the other end. I feel like with the game of conference realignment, it's kind of like if you were to ask Memphis right now, and I know it's a lot more complicated than just simply like flipping a switch and you build facilities, but had they known what was coming, do you think they maybe take a different approach to the last several years and how they
went about? They're an AAU school, USF is. So they just got put in the AAU, so they've got good things going on. But I
think Memphis has had like the door open and closed like a couple of times now, and they've never quite been ready or the right choice. And so you start to kind of wonder of like, well, how many more doors are going to open at this point? And if anything, the big word that's been going around, right, is contraction. Not as much expansion.
And look, but the one thing that is expanding is the college football playoffs. So even if you are stuck, and I don't mean to use that term, but stuck in the AAC.
We're not snobs.
No, but like if you're there, if you wanted to move and you didn't, and you have to stay where you are. Well, now that there's 12-team playoff, then I think you probably owe it to your athletic department to make everything as good as you can so you can get into that whenever you can. It's not going to be as easy to do as the Power 5 will, but there's a chance now where there wasn't before.
Yeah, and as far as the message itself and UNLV, like I totally get why Vegas is super attractive. I mean, it's blowing up in the best kind of ways, athletics-wise and entertainment-wise. It's always been, a crown jewel, but now sports entertainment's become a calling card, and I'd love for media days in Las Vegas like the Pac-12 just had. That would be awesome. Do it anyways, even if you don't have UNLV. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how they're weighed, okay? I don't know enough about every aspect of them to know how the market and how it's just exploding and growing at a rapid rate, and all the pro franchises that are showing up there now, and gambling's part in sports at every, seeming turn, at every turn it seems like. I don't know how that's outweighed by where their size, matters, or where their TV ratings, or whether, like how the other factors are weighed in. I don't know how that works exactly in the eyes of those folks who are determining how UNLV shapes up. On paper, though, having a school in Vegas, having a presence there, expanding west makes perfect sense. But there's clearly something that prevents them from just being that automatic, not just for the Big 12, but for the freaking school that just had Pac-12 media day, or the conference just had Pac-12 media days there. And is clearly looking to expand. So an interesting time for the Rebs. And I don't think it'll be the Big 12 probably calling first, but I am very curious about them. And just the whole presence of Vegas has to at least be somewhat of an allure for the decision makers out there, but just maybe not one enough to trump some of the other options that are out there right now.
Absolutely. And finally, from Mike H., great show as usual, boys.